If you're an older man who's stopped masturbating, this message could be a turning point for you. I'll never forget a 73-year-old patient, George, a retired carpenter, who sat in my office with a heavy sigh and said, "Dr. Carter, I gave up masturbation years ago because I thought it was the mature thing to do. Now I feel like I've lost touch with my own body, and I don't know how to get it back." His story is far from unique. It's a pattern I've seen repeatedly in my practice. I'm Dr. James Carter, a urologist and men's health specialist with 30 years of experience helping men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s navigate the challenges of aging. I've witnessed how neglecting sexual self-connection can lead to unexpected consequences, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Many men believe stopping masturbation is a sign of discipline, wisdom, or even respectability. But what if I told you that this choice could accelerate aging, weaken your vitality, diminish your emotional well-being, and even strain your relationships? In this video, I'll share 5 profound regrets I've heard from older men who stopped masturbating, often with the best intentions but without understanding the long-term impact. Backed by science and real patient experiences, these insights will reveal why this simple private act can be a cornerstone of staying vibrant, connected, and truly alive as you age. This isn't just about sex. It's about preserving your health, your identity, and your zest for life. Don't turn away. This could change how you approach aging. If you're committed to aging with strength and purpose, subscribe and hit the notification bell to get more honest, science-backed advice tailored for men like you. If this message resonates, type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0. I want to know what matters to you. Let's dive into the 5 most common regrets men face when they stop masturbating and explore how you can avoid them. Regret 1. I lost my body's sensitivity and didn't realize it until it was too late. One of the most frequent concerns I hear is a loss of physical sensation, yet it's rarely discussed openly, even in medical settings. Many men assume that fading sensitivity is an inevitable part of aging, something you just have to accept. But that's only half the truth. Stopping self-stimulation can actually accelerate this loss. I had a patient, Tom, a 67-year-old former mechanic, who came to me visibly frustrated. "Dr. Carter," he said, "I used to feel everything so vividly, every touch, every sensation. Now it's like my body's gone silent." He hadn't masturbated in over a decade, believing it was no longer relevant for a man his age. When I asked when he last explored his body with intention, not out of habit, but to truly connect with his senses, he admitted it had been years. Sexual touch isn't just about pleasure. It's a critical link between your brain and body. When you stop engaging those neural pathways, they weaken over time, much like an unused muscle atrophies or a skill you stop practicing fades. This process, known as use it or lose it, applies to sensation and arousal just as it does to memory or strength. Without regular stimulation, the nerves responsible for sexual response become less responsive, and blood flow to those tissues diminishes, leading to reduced sensitivity. For Tom, this loss wasn't just physical, it affected his emotional life. He felt disconnected from his partner, struggled with low motivation, and described a sense of numbness in his daily life. I explained that mindful masturbation can maintain circulation, nerve health, and hormonal balance, all of which preserve sensation and arousal. We worked on a plan to reintroduce intentional self-touch, and within months, Tom reported feeling more attuned to his body, saying, "I didn't realize how much I was missing." No one warns men that neglecting this part of themselves, often in the name of dignity or societal expectations, can dim the systems that keep them feeling alive and connected. Regret 2. I thought I was saving my energy, but I was hurting my hormones. A pervasive myth among older men is that abstaining from masturbation conserves masculine energy or boosts testosterone. I've had countless patients tell me, "Dr. Carter, I figured if I held back, I'd be stronger, more focused, more in control." This belief often stems from cultural or religious ideas, but the science paints a different picture. Regular sexual activity, including masturbation, plays a vital role in maintaining healthy hormone levels, particularly testosterone, which supports energy, mood, muscle mass, and overall vitality. Consider Michael, a 70-year-old retired banker who came to me feeling exhausted, mentally foggy, and unmotivated. He'd stopped masturbating years earlier, convinced it would preserve his vitality and align with his values of discipline. To his shock, his blood work revealed low testosterone, not just a consequence of aging, but exacerbated by the lack of sexual stimulation. When you stop engaging in sexual activity, your body doesn't store testosterone like a battery. Instead, the systems that regulate hormone production, including the hypothalamus and pituitary gland, may interpret the lack of activity as a signal to produce less testosterone. This can lead to fatigue, muscle loss, mood swings, poor sleep, and even reduced libido. For Michael, reintroducing mindful masturbation as part of a broader health strategy, combined with exercise, nutrition, and stress management, helped him regain energy and mental clarity within months. He told me, "I feel like I've got my drive back, like I'm living again." Masturbation isn't a cure-all, but it's a key piece many men overlook. It's a biological signal to your body that you're still active, still driven, and still in the game. Regret 3. I didn't realize how lonely I felt until I lost touch with myself. Loneliness isn't just about missing others. It's often about losing connection with yourself. I had a patient, Richard, a 74-year-old widower and former school teacher, who shared a poignant reflection. "Dr. Carter, I've made peace with being alone, but lately I feel numb, like I'm just going through the motions of life." When I asked when he last touched himself with care, not out of routine, but to feel present and alive, he paused and said, "I stopped years ago. It felt silly, like it didn't belong in my life anymore." What many men don't realize is that masturbation isn't solely about sexual release. It's an act of intimacy with your own body, emotions, and sense of self. When you stop engaging in self-touch, your body can become a stranger. You stop exploring it, comforting it, or responding to its needs, creating an emotional void that's hard to name but weighs heavily. For Richard, this manifested as a lack of joy. He hadn't laughed deeply or cried in years. "I just exist," he said. This kind of disconnection is common among older men who feel they've outgrown sexual self-connection, often due to societal messages that label it as immature or unnecessary. But science shows that physical touch, even self-touch, releases oxytocin and other feel-good hormones that combat stress and foster emotional well-being. When I encouraged Richard to reconnect with his body through intentional, shame-free touch, he was hesitant, worried it would feel awkward or wrong. Weeks later, he called me and said, "I didn't know how much I missed feeling like me. It's like I'm waking up again." This simple act can be a bridge back to emotional presence, helping you reclaim your right to feel good, to be touched, and to stay connected to yourself, even in solitude. Regret 4. I thought desire was for the young, but my heart never stopped wanting. One of the most heartbreaking realizations men face is believing they're too old for desire. Society often sends the message that passion and pleasure are reserved for youth, and many older men internalize this, thinking it's undignified or irrelevant to feel longing in their 60s, 70s, or beyond. But desire doesn't vanish with age. It evolves, and ignoring it can have profound consequences. I met a patient, Harold, a 71-year-old retired engineer who told me, "Dr. Carter, I thought my days of wanting were over. I don't feel desire anymore." As we talked, he revealed he still enjoyed romantic movies, noticed attractive people, and had fleeting thoughts he quickly dismissed. His desire hadn't disappeared. It had been silenced by years of suppression. When you push desire down, whether through shame, denial, or cultural conditioning, it doesn't vanish. It can manifest as restlessness, irritability, or even depression. Healthy outlets like masturbation allow you to embrace desire as a natural, vital part of aging. For Harold, giving himself permission to explore his body again without judgment reawakened a sense of vitality. He realized he wasn't done with wanting. He just stopped listening to himself. Studies show that maintaining sexual activity, even solo, can reduce stress, improve mood, and enhance self-esteem by reinforcing a sense of agency over your body. Desire is a sign you're still alive inside, and nurturing it through private, intentional connection keeps you emotionally engaged and present. Ignoring it risks dimming the spark that makes you feel human. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring the man you are now, still capable of passion, purpose, and joy. Regret 5. I waited too long, and now my body doesn't respond. The most haunting regret I hear is when men realize they've waited too long to reconnect with their bodies, and some functions don't respond as they once did. This isn't just about physical loss. It's about the deep regret of losing a part of your identity. I had a patient, William, a 76-year-old retired electrician, who came to me after struggling with erectile dysfunction that medications couldn't fully address. His voice trembled as he said, "Dr. Carter, I stopped masturbating over a decade ago because I thought it was unnecessary at my age. Now nothing works, and I feel like I've lost something I can't get back." The body is designed for activity, and sexual function is no exception. The tissues involved in arousal and erection rely on regular blood flow to stay healthy, while nerves need stimulation to remain responsive. The brain also depends on those chemical signals to maintain its connection to desire. When you stop engaging these systems for years, they can weaken. And in some cases, the loss becomes difficult to reverse. This isn't just about erectile function. It's about the emotional toll of feeling disconnected from your vitality. William's regret wasn't just about physical limitations. It was about the realization that he'd let go of something deeply human without understanding its importance. I worked with him to explore non-sexual ways to reconnect with his body, like mindful touch and pelvic floor exercises, and while progress was slow, he began to feel more present. The key takeaway is this: if you're hearing this now, it's not too late to act. Regular, intentional self-touch can help maintain your body's responsiveness and prevent this regret. Conclusion and practical steps. If you've stayed with me through this conversation, I want to speak from the heart. You're not alone. The regrets I've shared, losing sensation, declining hormones, emotional disconnection, suppressed desire, and irreversible physical changes, are painfully common, but they don't have to define your future. Aging doesn't mean fading away or shutting off the parts of you that make you feel alive. Masturbation, when approached with intention and without shame, is more than a physical act. It's a declaration that you still matter, that you deserve to feel vibrant, connected, and whole. I've seen men transform their lives by giving themselves permission to reconnect with their bodies. Relationships improve, energy returns, and even health markers like blood pressure and mood can shift because this act of self-care sparks something deeper: self-respect, presence, and purpose. This journey isn't always easy. For some, it may bring up discomfort, shame, or memories tied to cultural or personal beliefs, but you don't have to let those define you. You deserve to feel good, to feel alive, no matter your age. If you're wondering how to start safely and confidently, here are 3 practical steps to begin. Start small with mindful touch. Set aside private time to explore your body without pressure or expectation. Focus on sensation, not performance, to rebuild your connection with your senses. Consult a professional. If you're experiencing physical challenges like erectile dysfunction or low libido, see a urologist or men's health specialist to rule out underlying conditions and get tailored advice. Challenge societal myths. Reflect on any beliefs that make you feel shame about sexual self-connection. Remind yourself that desire and pleasure are natural at any age and part of staying healthy. In my next video, I'll dive deeper into these steps, offering doctor-approved strategies to reconnect with your body and rediscover the healthy pleasure that's yours to claim. This isn't about turning back time. It's about living the years ahead with fullness, freedom, and vitality. Type 1 in the comments if this resonates, and let me know you're here. I'll see you in the next video.